Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in. We're going to do a live stream tropical weather outlook for today, which is Tuesday, May the 12th, around 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Well, the National Hurricane Center just released their latest tropical weather outlook, and we now have a high chance of development, 70% chance through the next 5 days, as a broad area of low pressure is expected to develop late this week and early this weekend, a couple hundred miles north of the Bahamas. And we do believe environmental conditions are going to become favorable for a subtropical depression or a storm to develop primarily later this weekend and into early next week would be the best time frame. And of course, this is significant because this would mark the sixth year in a row where we have early preseason development before June 1st. So the last 5 years we've had a system develop before June 1st, the official start date of the Atlantic hurricane season. And then it looks like we have a high chance of that happening for a 6 year in a row. And there's been some debate in the community over the last several years because the Eastern Pacific hurricane season gets started on May the 15th, and there's been some talk and some arguments to be made in the science community for tracking hurricanes that we should have the Atlantic hurricane season start in May as well, because we've had so much early development in recent years. So that'll be interesting to watch how that pans out in the next couple of years to see if that actually happens. So far, I don't think the National Hurricane Center has been too keen of that idea. But nevertheless, looks like we'll have our first system we'll be tracking here in about 4 to 5 days. And this system should generally move off to the northeast. It should pass primarily north of Bermuda. But those of you who are in Bermuda or have an interest in Bermuda could definitely see some squally weather, periods of heavy rainfall, gusty winds, as the system gets closer towards the middle portions of next week. But right now, we believe the United States coast won't see any effects from this system. Maybe increase in the surf, some rip currents, that type of thing. And maybe it'll help get some of the surfers out to the beaches and get those surfboards out. Before we end this live stream video, we're going to take a look at a couple of the models. So here's the 12Z European model from today, and you'll see how it's going to start bundling the energy Friday and Saturday here over the Bahamas. And you'll notice there's a large ridge of high pressure north of where the system is expected to develop. And you'll see that high pressure ridge move to the east and break down. Let me put this into motion. So you'll see the system really starts to tighten up. This is the 850 millibar vorticity at about 5,000 feet in the atmosphere. This shows the cyclonic spin, if you will. And of course, the deeper shades of orange and red, the stronger the cyclone would be. So you can see there's some modest strengthening into a tropical or subtropical storm, and the first name again would be Arthur. And you can see it gets caught up in the flow and pushed out northeast. And I'll zoom in here if I can. And this little speck right here is Bermuda. So you can see the storm's going to get close enough to bring some active weather to Bermuda. But again, this system is expected to move harmlessly out into the open Atlantic. And if we look for the same time frame on the GFS, you can see it has the system developing as well. Let's look at the Canadian model. And it's also showing a system as well, although it's weaker and rather loosely defined until it gets up east of the Carolinas. I don't think it's going to get that close to the shore. Of course, we're still several days out. That could change, but right now the general track favors more of a east-northeast track versus a northerly track or a track close to the United States coast. So we hope you enjoyed this live stream. We're going to try to do these pretty frequently throughout the hurricane season. I think live streams are fun. You guys get to interact and, watch us give the forecast live, if you will, and then we'll make the videos available on our YouTube page. So be sure to follow our YouTube page, subscribe, hit that bell icon so that you get notifications when we do go live. And we thank you so much for using the Hurricane Tracker app. And we'll do another live video update if conditions warrant. Maybe we'll do another one once the system develops and we get some of the model plots and some more data in. Hey, you guys stay safe, and we will see you next time. Thanks again for using Hurricane Tracker, and have a great night.